Hello, I'm Phil Spencer, and this is my latest property know-how guide. If you're as obsessed as I am with everything to do with the property market, make sure you follow this channel and get your notifications turned on to stay up to date with all the latest news. Today, I'm going to be giving you insider tips on what it means to be a cash buyer and why a property marketed as cash buyers only could mean cash buyers beware. Now, the first thing that you need when you're considering any property to buy or rent is my property report. This is an in-depth fact finder about the specific property and its area. MoveIQ makes this super easy. Just click the link, enter the postcode of the house you're interested in, and you'll get crucial info on everything from broadband speeds to planning applications, crime stats, schools, catchment areas, price comparisons. There's tons in that. So, what does it mean in practical terms to be a cash buyer? Of course, when I say cash buyer, I don't mean handing over suitcases of £50 notes. In fact, it's not even legal to buy a house that way due to all of the different money laundering regulations. What you do need as a cash buyer is to be able to prove that you have the money to buy a property outright, ready and available in the bank, and that therefore you don't need a mortgage in order to proceed. The big plus is that with no lender involved, the sale can often go through much more quickly, which means sellers generally like cash buyers. There's no worry about whether or not a buyer's mortgage is going to be approved. And this is what can give cash buyers a bit of leverage in the price negotiations. And on average, cash buyers are reported to pay 9% less than mortgage buyers. As a cash buyer, you'll still have to instruct a conveyancer to handle all the legal aspects of the sale, and I strongly recommend that you include those vital local authority and drainage and water searches. They are there to unearth issues such as contaminated land or flood risk, things like that. For the same reason, cash buyers should arrange a property survey just like a mortgage purchaser, and they do that to ensure the property isn't hiding any expensive to fix defects like subsidence or damp and things like that. In fact, defects, damage or flood risk are often the reason some properties will be marketed as cash only. In fact, defects, damage or perhaps even flood risk are often the reason some properties might be marketed as cash only. Major issues mean mortgage lenders might well refuse to lend money to buy it, so make sure you find out the real reason a seller wants cash only. Sometimes it's simply because the seller is looking for a really quick sale, perhaps because the previous one has fallen through, or perhaps there are legal complications with the property, or it's a leasehold with a short lease. There can be lots of reasons, but speed is usually the one that we come across. So long as you've done your research, being a cash buyer has definite upsides. It can be quicker and therefore less risk of the sale falling through. As the buyer doesn't need to sell a property to complete the sale, there's no potentially complicated chain to deal with. And without having to pay interest on a large loan or mortgage fees, cash buyers will be saving money in the long run. That's the thought process anyway. Stay savvy, and being a cash buyer can give you a good head start in a competitive market. Do join me next time for more top property tips. So subscribe now if you haven't done so already, and don't forget you'll find in-depth advice on every aspect of buying, selling and renting on the MoveIQ website, moveiq.co.uk.